UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak faced heated questions and heckling as he defended the government's lack of compensation scheme for the victims and families affected by an infected blood scandal that experts estimate claimed nearly 3,000 lives in the country. Inquiry counsel Jenny Richards pressed Sunak on the delays in compensating victims despite previous recommendations, demanding a yes or no answer on the government's response.
Does the government not wish to compensate victims based on the evidence it must already be aware of, which has been publicly given to this inquiry and which you have admitted was an appalling scandal?
Sunak defended the government, claiming they acknowledged the moral obligation for compensation and they had made interim payments, but insisted on waiting for the inquiry's final report before setting up a compensation network.
We had an extensive dialogue about how government typically would wait for an inquiry to conclude all their findings, present all those to government so that it has all the information it needs to make final decisions. And as we've discussed, that work is ongoing.
The inquiry was set up in 2017 to examine how approximately 30,000 people were infected after being given blood products that were contaminated with HIV and hepatitis C in the 1970s and 80s. Around 2,900 people died in the year since, making it one of the worst treatment disasters in the history of the NHS. Under the government's initial plan, only victims themselves or their partners can receive an interim payment of around £100,000. However, Brian Langstaff, who is heading the infected blood inquiry, has said the compensation scheme should be widened, and Sunak was questioned about why his recommendations were not followed.
There will be the compensation which is just and fair, and it will be delivered as soon as possible. Because if it troubles my conscience, I would think it would trouble the conscience of a caring government.